UFC 317 International Fight Week is this week. I am going to the event, but for now, I'm going to give you my picks and predictions. It is Monday, and I know I said I was going to drop the predictions on Tuesday and the John Jones video on Monday. The John Jones video needs a little bit more tender love and care. A little bit more going into it, and I wanted to make sure I got these predictions out in time as well. I will have this John Jones video out. The plan is tomorrow, so it should be tomorrow. But I wanted to make sure I got enough good information in there. There's a lot that I wanted to put in. So for now, we're doing predictions. My overall record the past 2 weeks, I'm 12-12 the past 2 weeks. It's been real bad, and I'm looking at this card, and the picks ain't easy. I'm 159-82 overall, just coming off two back-to-back horrible weeks. But you know what that means. I'm gonna cook on this card, bro. It's just like I'm gonna cook on this card. I am notoriously really good after a couple of bad. Like if I have two bad weeks in a row, the third week's gonna be sick. Like I'm gonna do really well. It's just how it works. Two really bad weeks in a row, man. I'm not usually like that. Time to get back on track. Good thing the first one's a gimme, because Jacoby Smith is going to absolutely slump Nico Price. Now, I actually think he's going to do it with ground and pound. I'm not going to lie. But I just look at Jacoby Smith as one of these actual legit prospects, like as good can get of a prospect. Fast twitch, decent little striking, has power, incredible wrestler, incredible output. This dude's a serious problem in the division, man. He really is. And he mogged Preston Parsons, bro. And Preston Parsons isn't shit. Like, he's not the bottom of the barrel. This dude fucking mogged Preston Parsons in like a minute. He's so good, bro. And I think he's going to absolutely destroy Nico Price. I can just picture two international fight weeks ago, Nico Price getting slimed out by Robbie Lawler. I mean, it's just, he does have a reach disadvantage, but dude, he's going to look so much bigger than Nico Price in there. I think he's going to be able to go in, land like a big overhand right into a double leg, get the takedown, advance to a dominant position, start landing crazy ground and pound, big elbows, and finishes Nico Price in a couple minutes. I think we're going to see a finish within the first 3 minutes of the first round. I think Jacoby Smith is a monster. If this fight goes late, just wait for slow old man Nico Price to pick up the third round and Jacoby Smith to win at 29-28. I'm telling you that's how it'll go. If it makes it to round 3, I just don't think it's going to get there. I'm going to pick Jacoby Smith to win by knockout in the first round. It's going to be a ground and pound TKO. Nico Price is just way too slow, man. Like, I mean, look at the odds. I shouldn't even have to explain this, but I want to give you guys just the rationale. Nico Price is too slow. Yes, he's crafty. We'll get to Jack Hermanson later on the card. But Nico Price is just too slow. Don't really get the pop anymore. And he's just not that skillful. Like, everything he does is, like, labored, and he'll trudge out a win over, like, an Alex Morono, but you're not beating an up-and-coming prospect like Jacoby Smith, bro. Jacoby Smith is going to smoke this dude round 1. And I picked Nico Price as a dog. I picked him against Alex Morono when he was, like, plus 270. I don't know if I think I picked them against him. I don't remember, dude. If anyone does remember, drop a comment and tell me I'm a fucking liar. But dude, I'm picking fucking Jacoby Smith, bro. I feel like that's just an easy pick. Jonata Deniz versus Alvin Hines. Dude, I'm gonna be real. I don't know much about this Alvin Hines guy at all. I've seen a little bit of stuff. He's a finisher. He's 7-0. Like, I don't know about his ability to get this one to the ground. I think if it stays in the striking, I fully expect that Jonata Deniz, being the glory kickboxer, is going to win the fight. But Alvin Hines, like, could win. Dude, Jonata Deniz is not that good, but Alvin Hines is taking this on incredibly short notice. He's probably going to be a little out of shape. Unless he's been training. I have no fucking idea if he's been training. I'd actually love to see Alvin Hines just, like, pull a fucking win out of his ass here. I would. I'm just gonna. I think Jonata Deniz is gonna get it done. Listen, he's 8-1 in MMA. He fought Marcin Tybura and lost, got absolutely smoked, but he's not like the worst. His grappling when he's on the ground, he's a fish out of water. But this guy beat up on Carl Williams, KO'd Austin Lane. He's fought a bunch in the UFC already, and I like that activity, man. I really do like that activity. I think it's great for the sport. He's taken some time off. He last fought in November. I think he's going to go out there and probably knock out Alvin Hines in 2 rounds. I'm going to say round 2 TKO. Think he's more prepared for the fight. And I like his activity. His MMA experience isn't the best, but this guy also fought in Glory for a long time. So he's been fighting a long time. He's just going to feel comfortable in that cage. I'm going to pick him to win over Alvin Hines on the big stage here. I'm going to say knockout round 2, Janata Diniz. Cedricus Dumas versus Jackson McVeigh. Dude, I can't lie, man. I know nothing about Jackson McVeigh. He's a crazy finisher. Okay, dude. Round 1 KO in LFA. We're going to do this together, boys. Round 1 KO in LFA. Round 1 submission in LFA. This guy finishes fights in the first round everywhere. Holy smokes. Let's see who his comp is. June 5th, 13th, 2025. An 0-1 guy. Paid to fucking lose. Why? He's turning around on 10. This guy fought 10 fucking days ago, dude. What? This guy's 0-2. He's lost to Brian Battle and then McVeigh. So this guy just goes out there, gets paid to lose. Bro, this guy's literally going to be me on the MMA scene. Jaquise Williams, 0-8, dude. Are we kidding with this shit, man? Who is Jackson McVeigh, bro? 0-1. His opponents have literally a combined record of like 0-10 so far. 0-11 so far? 12 maybe? 0-15. This is insane, bro. Oh, the great Devin Paulson. 0-17 combined opponents from Jackson McVeigh. Who the fuck is this guy, dude? I have no idea who this guy is, bro. Where's he from? His nickname's The Most. Dude, we're just doing some investigative research. I'm glad you guys are hanging for the ride if you still are. It's 26. 76 inches of reach, 6'4". From where, though? St. Charles MMA. I don't even know what that is. Born in the United States. St. Louis, Missouri. I don't know what to think of this guy, man. All first round finishes. Does he just destroy Cedricus Dumas? Like, my question is Cedricus Dumas in this thing to fucking get a paycheck so that way his court date's, like, hurting his purse a little less? Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know anything about this Jackson McVeigh guy. Like, why is he on International Fight Week? Got destroyed by Olan Zaechuk. Beat Talulin, congrats. Destroyed by Ruzaboyev. With eye pokes. I'm going to pick Cedricus Dumas. I think he's dog shit. I really do. I think Cedricus Dumas is terrible. I'm really hoping we don't have to meet this guy. Not like he's ever going to see this, but like, he's shit. He cares more about committing crime than fighting. But I'm going to pick him to win because I've never seen Jackson McVeigh fight before in my life. Yeah. I'm gonna pick Cedricus Dumas to get this one done, dude. I have no idea how, but I'm picking him to get it done. Terrence McKinney versus Slava Claus. Let's get into these ones, because this is where it's going to get real fucking fun. By the way, the first fight of the night that's going to be awesome, because you're going to get a sick finish. You're going to get probably a war between Diniz and Alvin Hines. No idea what you're getting out of this fight. McKinney and Slava is going to be a sick fight, dude. It really is. I think McKinney's got really good power. I think his wrestling's very, very good. We know the issue with McKinney is he doesn't have a chin and he has a cardio problem. But look at the talent that he has faced. This guy only goes out there and finishes happen, right? So we know we're getting a finish in this fight. Slava's a way better striker than Terrence McKinney, I will say that. But he smokes Damir Hadzovic, gets smoked by Esteban Ribovics, destroys Brendan Marotte, destroys Mike Breeden, gets subbed by Nazim Sadikov. It's like he has different levels of competition here because, like, I think Slava's way better than these two guys or these three guys that he's beaten. I think Slava's way below the Bonfims and the Sadikovs. I think Terrence McKinney's very powerful, and I absolutely think he can chin or take down Slava Claus and end up submitting him. But when I look at Slava's fight, like, he lost to Tom Nolan in a good fight. It was a good fight, but he hung in there against a tough Tom Nolan. Went to a split with James Lontop in a sick fight. The James Lontop is very, very tough, hard to get out of there. Chase Hooper, he got smoked by. Sadikov, he drew. I'm going to pick Slava Claus, bro. I'm going to pick Vyacheslav Barshov to win this one, dude. I think McKinney can land a shot and maybe drop Slava early, and I think he can gas himself out trying to go for a finish, but Slava's able to scramble, get back to his feet, land some good body shots, and I think he's going to finish this fight at the end of round one with a sick combination that includes a body shot and a right hand upstairs that just flatlines Terrence McKinney. So I am going to go with Vyacheslav Barshov, man. I'm picking Slava. Late round one, early round two KO. I think there's going to be some really good punches here. This is going to be a war for however long it lasts. Terrence McKinney could very easily go out there and take down Slava, no problem. I don't think that's going to be an issue at all. It's, can he get the finish immediately? Can he bury enough elbows and knock out Slava? Or is the ref going to, like, pull him off too early? Like, what's going to happen here? I'm going to say Slava ends up getting back to his feet at some point, doesn't get finished. McKinney is tired, he's gassed out, and Slava ends up finishing it. Lands a really good body shot, and then ends up having McKinney drop his hands and lands a combination that puts him out upstairs. So I'm going to go Slava by knockout, late round one, early round two. That's my pick, dude. Underdog right there. Vivian Araujo versus Tracy Cortez. I don't think Araujo's that bad, bro. Tracy is bad as fuck, bro. I'll tell you that. She got smoked by Rose. I think Tracy's going to be the better grappler here. Maybe, though. She beat Jasmine Jasudavicius, which is crazy. But then again, like, Tracy Cortez, I don't know why she's minus 250. She's extremely attractive. And I can see her winning a robbery in this fight. I can actually see her getting a robbery decision because she's Tracy Cortez. But I got a feeling Vivian Araujo is going to win this fight in a lot of our eyes. She beat Karine Silva. That's a really good win. She lost to Natalia Silva by decision, but ended up taking a round off her. That's impressive. She beat Jennifer Maia. That's a good win. She lost to Ribas and Grasso, but, like, in these 5-round fights, dude, I'm going to pick Vivian Araujo to get this one done. I think that at the very least she's going to win in all of our eyes, and the judges might screw her on the scorecards. But I think she's better than Tracy Cortez. I think she's going to be able to defend the grappling, and if this lands on the feet, I trust the ability of Araujo to be able to land enough low kicks and land punches in the middle of Tracy Cortez's combination to tag her up a bit. I don't think Tracy Cortez is that good. Now, I can absolutely see the judges going, well, Vivian Araujo, she's 38. She already had a little bit of her run. Like, she's not going to really do anything here. Tracy Cortez, she's, 31. She's a baddie. All the fans love her. Let's just give her a win here if it's close. I can absolutely see that. But, like, how invested in her career is Tracy Cortez really? Because the last time she fought was a year ago. 1 year ago she fought Rose Namajunas on July 13th. So, just like 11 months ago. Literally, a little more than 11 months ago. Then before that, it was Jasmine Jasudavicius in September of 23, which is, again, 9 months off. A lot of time. Then before that, it's Melissa Gatto in May of 22. She literally fights once a year. I don't think she takes her career that serious. I think she's just fine with getting her plastic surgery, being a hottie, going on OnlyFans, and getting money from that, dude. I don't trust her to take this career seriously. I'm going to go with Vivian Araujo, bro. I think she takes the fighting more seriously, and I think she's well-rounded enough to thwart any threat that Tracy Cortez brings her. Vivian Araujo is going to win this fight by a split decision. Another underdog there. Hyder Emil versus Jose Delgado. All right, dude, I'll give into it. Jose Delgado's very, very good. I think he's very skilled. He works at the MMA lab. He's 27 years old and consistently improving. Looked decent on the Contender Series. Looked really good against Connor Matthews. I think he's got an ability to counter grapple. I think he's got a submission game. I think he's got a great KO threat. He's got the height and reach advantage over Hyder Emil. But Hyder Emil's kind of a fucking dog, bro. He's the definition of a blockhead, bro. He literally just trudges at... He has a massive head, first of all. And he's just going to trudge at you and throw a million strikes a minute. And he's undefeated. But he's 35. And at some point, the year 35 years of age, it's going to get to you, right? I mean, this guy almost got chinned by Zhang Young Lee. Ended up throwing a 50-punch combination at him and got the finish. Then he goes to a split with William Gomi, which was a sick fight. Absolutely unbelievably sick fight. KO's Fernie Garcia. Like, dude, he's on a run right now, dude. Hyder Emil's pretty fucking good, dude. I think this is going to be a fight of the night contender. This is going to be one of those fights that everyone looks at as fight of the night. I'm going to go with Jose Delgado to win a war of a decision here, 29-28. I think he wins the first 2 rounds and Hyder Emil pours on some volume in round 3 and it gets really close. But I think Jose Delgado is going to win. I think he's going to have more weapons in this fight. I don't think Hyder Emil's got the best, like, he struggles to mix up the kicks a little bit more than Jose Delgado does. And I think Jose Delgado's got a little bit more of a submission threat here. He can latch up a front choke on the neck if Hyder Emil ends up trying to push him against the cage. He can land elbows and knees. I think he's really, really nasty with it. And again, he's another guy that's riding a ton of momentum here. I'm going to pick Jose Delgado to get it done. He's got a good team around him, constantly getting better. He's younger. I think he's going to get it done. I like the finishability of Jose Delgado here. I'm going to pick Jose Delgado to win a decision here, though. 29-28, banger of a fight. Fight of the night contender. Man. Everybody, come around the table. It's time for arts and crafts with teacher Jack Hermanson, man. The craftiest of the crafty returning to the octagon after schooling Joe Pyfer in a crafty 3-2 decision. He's good, man. Like, Jack still he's just a hard guy to get out of there, bro. Like, he's a tough cookie, right? He's in there, he's always fighting, and he's technical. I'm not trying to just rob Lucas Tracy's phrase here, but he is just crafty. Like, he goes out there, he does all the little things, dude. He's the guy that doesn't show up in the stat sheet. You know what I mean? Like, that's who Jack Hermanson is. He does the Al Horford type work, if you know basketball. He's the Al Horford type work. You know what I mean? Goes out there, he lands some good jabs, an occasional low kick or two, stands out there, boxes with you. If you get on the ground, he's got a nasty submission game. He'll time a good takedown on you, make you work. But in a 3-round fight, dude, I'm not picking him to beat Gregory Rodriguez. I think Gregory Rodriguez is too dangerous on the feet. I think his submission threat is way too dangerous as well. And I think he's got a big physicality advantage in this fight. I know Pyfer did as well, but Pyfer did take the first 2 rounds off Jack Hermanson. And Gregory Rodriguez, I think, at the bare minimum, is going to be able to take the first 2 rounds off of Jack Hermanson. And that will win him the fight. Does he get a decision or does he get a finish? I don't really know. I'm probably going to lean to a finish, bro. I just have this weird vision in my head of, like, Gregory Rodriguez landing some really good punches, following up with violent elbows and ground and pound, Hermanson turning over, giving up his neck, and Gregory Rodriguez choking him out. I can just see it. I'm going to pick Gregory Rodriguez to get a finish here, and I think it's going to come in round 1. I don't think Hermanson's going to be able to craft his way out of this one, I'm going to say. The longer this fight goes, the more it favors Jack Hermanson, but I think Gregory Rodriguez had a ton of, like, he learned a lot in his fight against Jared Cannonier, and he almost finished Jared Cannonier, dude. Like, that's a great performance. He had a Fight of the Year candidate. Coming off again, it was a loss. It was a little brutal, but Jack Hermanson isn't going to put him out. You know what I mean? I think Rodriguez is going to look to get back in the win column here. And the inactivity from Jack Hermanson is something to consider. He last fought 16 months ago in February of 2024, and he beat Joe Pyfer, but even before that, he had a long layoff. You know what I mean? Delidze in December of 22. The activity's just not there anymore, and I'm gonna pick the activity here of Gregory Rodriguez. I'm gonna pick the power. I'm gonna pick the finishability. I think Gregory Rodriguez is gonna get this one done by finishing late round one. Um, yeah, dude, I can really see a ground and pound finish. I can see a finish in any way. I can see him just dropping him with a right hand and knocking him out. I can see him getting the back after some ground and pound and choking him out. I can also see him just landing vicious elbows and ground and pound and getting a finish like he did to Lulin. So I'm going to go Gregory Rodriguez first round finish here. This fight is a sneaky banger. The reason I say that, no, not because Peyton, I'm not that good, Talbot. He's fine, but I think Peyton Talbot is tremendously overrated by people. I really do. I think that he has a struggle in the wrestling department. Overall, grappling as well. I think he might struggle to defend like a rear naked choke. He's got good striking. He's got really good striking. He's fast. But he just tries to act too chill in the cage for me, man. And he does too many outside the cage antics that fucking weird me out. The Frank Ocean shit's weird as fuck. Painting your nails black, dude. Like, bro, you a vampire kid? You goth? Like, I don't know what's good with him. I think he's overrated, bro. I do. Yes, is he improving? Of course. I think being able to take a little bit of time off, like 6 months or whatever, 5 months after the Barcelos fight, yeah, he probably worked on some wrestling, but Felipe Lima's a beast, bro. I think this dude's a serious contender. I thought it was going to be at featherweight, but this guy is a serious contender coming down here at bantamweight. Had enough time to, like, cut the weight, too, because he last fought, was it the end of last year? Yeah, he last fought on Covington versus Buckley. So he's had a full 6 months to be able to healthily cut down to bantamweight. And he's fought at bantamweight before in the past. I think Felipe Lima has some speed. I think he has a great well-roundedness to his game in terms of the striking and being able to implement the grappling. His jiu-jitsu is very good. He was having a close fight with Muhammad Naimov and then just realized, he's like, yeah, it's too close. I don't know if I'll get the decision because we're in Abu Dhabi. Let me just go to the rear naked choke and choke him out. And it looks like the second he wanted to get the finish, he knocked him out. I think he's going to look very improved in this fight as well. I think he had a lot of time to develop and get better. And he's at that age of 27 where he's constantly adding new pieces to his game. He's probably going to have much better kicks now. I expect his boxing to improve. But I think he knows the game plan is, let's see if I can get Peyton Talbot to the ground here and get a submission. I think he's smart enough to know that. He trains out of a really good gym, too. I don't think is he shoot a box? He isn't. He's out of All-Stars, which is pretty good, dude. And he's looked really good in his fights. I'm impressed with what I've seen from Felipe Lima, and I think he's very, very good. So I'm going to pick him to get this one done. I can see him getting a submission here in like round 2 on Peyton Talbot. I'm going Felipe Lima. I think he gets it done. I think he's a very talented guy. And I'm a big fan, dude. I'm a big Felipe Lima fan. So I'm picking Felipe Lima by submission here in round 2. We're going with Felipe Lima, bro. Just the way people talk about Peyton Talbot is like he's like he is going to be a champion one day. This guy is a serious problem. He will end up being champion. He just needs more time to develop the wrestling. I don't see that. I don't think Peyton Talbot is top 10 level. I don't see him ever getting there. I really don't. I think this guy can beat the Cody Garbrandts, right? I think he can beat an Adrian Yanez. I don't think he's going to beat a guy like Felipe Lima that I see being in the rankings at some point in his career soon. I don't think he's going to go and beat a Montel Jackson, right? I think Felipe Lima can go out there and win those kinds of fights. I think he can beat a Kyler Phillips. I don't think Talbot can. I don't think Talbot at any point is beating a Rob Font. I think Felipe can sub him. You know what I mean? I look at Felipe Lima as a serious prospect. So I'm gonna back him in this fight. And if you've seen my fighters to back video, like the fighters that I'm backing that aren't in the rankings, Felipe Lima's on that list. He's very, very good, and I expect him to continue to. Oh, maybe I put Vallejos because I put him in every fucking video at featherweight. But Felipe Lima's that guy too, bro. I'm picking Felipe Lima to win by submission here. Why am I scared for Moicano, bro? I'm gonna pick him because you know how much I love Renato Moicano. I'm scared for it, bro. You know what I mean? Like, the momentum's gone. He got subbed by Islam. I think a lot of his ability to perform really well, not against, like, a lot of his ability to perform the way he does is because of the momentum he had, all the improvements he was able to make. Not even improvements, like, he was just riding high, right? And he was just doing the right things in there. And I think in order for Moicano to be at his best, he needs to be strategic and implement the grappling. I don't think he can implement the grappling against Beneil Dariush. I think this fight's going to play out as a kickboxing fight on the feet. We might see a couple of really, really good scrambles. I think Dariush has the advantage in the grappling department, though. The thing with Dariush is, like, what is the chin like? You know what I mean? He got KO'd by Armin Bad. He got KO'd by Charles Oliveira. He's 36 now. Yes, he's, had a chance to refresh everything, but Moicano's kind of been prepared. Like, they've both been preparing for each other, though, and that's the thing. And Moicano had some success against Islam on the feet, landing the kicks. And I'd like to just see Moicano fight smarter. Land low kicks. Land a body kick. Land a kick up high. Dude, why do I feel like I'm about to pick Beneil Dariush, bro? I love Renato Moicano, man. I really do. But everything is telling me to pick Beneil Dariush, bro. I don't know why. I have that feeling that this is going to be a very close decision, and I feel like they're just going to give it to Dariush. Not that he won't earn it, because he probably will, but, like, this momentum is not good, but again, it's been so much time, right? Like, it's been 18 months. He beat Gamrot. But Gamrot and Moicano have trained together, you know what I mean? Oh. And Moicano's got things outside of fighting now that that requires attention. The YouTube channels, the Show Me the Money podcast, and because he has his own Brazilian channel too. I want to pick Moicano so bad, bro. Because he's good, bro. Like, he's good. He's got great kicks. But I think where he is most successful is guys that are real, like, that, again, like, BSD is a good wrestler. He's got good grappling, but he's not able to really get off his back well. And Moicano is one of those guys that does a ton of damage when he can get you down. I just don't think he's going to be able to do the damage when he gets Beneil down. I don't think he's going to be able to get Beneil down. He's going to, like, the story is, can Moicano kick his way to a good decision here, or does Beneil Dariush time the kick, start getting his own takedowns, start landing that left hand up top? I hate this matchup for Moicano, bro. Because I feel like just the more time it's been, the more it's favored Dariush for some reason, you know? Because they're only a couple months apart in age. I think I'm picking Beneil Dariush, guys. I picked Moicano against Makhachev, bro. Fuck it. I don't care if I get this wrong, dude. I would not, no financial opinions here. Do not bet on Moicano in this fight. I'm just going to pick him, dude. Fuck it. Oh my gosh, dude. Just let the record show that I deep down do think Beneil Dariush is winning. But I'm picking Moicano, bro. I'm picking Beneil. I'm sorry, guys. I'm picking Beneil. I don't know what to do in this fight. Moicano can totally rack up points with the kicks, and he has, and he did it really good against Islam. I'm picking Moicano, bro. I think Dariush is not the same. I'm going to say that. I think there's going to be some ring rust. You know what? Yes, there's going to be ring rust in the first round. I think Dariush drops the first round to Moicano. I don't know that he's taking the next two from Moicano. I think Moicano can end up taking another round off him at some point in this fight. So I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Renato Moicano to win this fight by decision. Think he's going to be very kick heavy in this approach. And I'm going to pick him to win a decision very kick heavy. My GOAT, Joshua Van, is fighting Brandon Royval. This is an incredibly sick fight. Fight of the night written all over it. You know how much I love Joshua Van. Some of the best fights in flyweight that we have seen put on. He's put on some tremendous fights this year. He is riding very high. Big win streak. Ton of like very, very, very active. He's someone that's on the UFC's good side for sure. He's incredibly entertaining. This to me is almost win-win for Joshua Van, because even if he loses this fight, it's like, well, bro, like he stepped up on short notice against the number one guy. He's only 23. He's going to continue to get better and he'll bounce back. I think Joshua Van's going to have the volume in this fight. I think he's going to have the power. Royval is very good. Very, very good. I don't think Royval's going to be able to implement the grappling well in this one. I don't. I'm actually going to pick Brandon Royval, dude. You know how much I love Joshua Van. Like, you know how much I love Joshua Van. I think he's incredibly talented. I think he's a future flyweight champion. I think he beats Brandon Moreno. I think Royval is the tough matchup for him because of the length. I think the length is going to pose a little bit of a problem here. I think that Royval is... Because Joshua Van didn't take any damage against Bruno Silva. He really didn't. And he's in the UFC's good graces, but I can see this. I can just see Brandon Royval being able to land really good shots. When Joshua Van's going to the body, Brandon Royval's throwing a knee up the middle, right? Hitting Joshua Van clean with a knee up the middle. He's going to be able to land elbows. He's going to be able to stay on the outside, land some kicks, straight punches. Joshua Van's going to be able to go at him with a bunch of different combinations here. Like land to the body, land upstairs, be patient, land the overhand right, mix things up a little bit. I just think that Royval's going to edge out a decision, bro. I do. Now, I think the punches and the damage is going to go to Josh. Like, Joshua Van does so much more damage with his punches, bro. He really does. This is fucking Dariush versus Moicano all over again. Good thing to know. I'm just telling. The last two fights are very, very easy to predict. I'm going like we all know who I'm picking in the last two fights, but this is another really tricky one. I want Joshua Van to win. He is my favorite fighter in the UFC right now, not named Alexander Volkanovski. I even like him more than Moicano, bro. Like I do. Like I like Moicano's personality outside the cage a lot too. But Joshua Van is my favorite in the cage fighter, bro. He is. So it's like, I need that to be noted, man. Like, I think that Joshua Van is a future champion. But it's not over for him after this fight. I think just the taking it on super short notice, if he has full time to properly prepare for this Royval fight, I think he does even better. But then again, like, Royval's preparing for a Manel Kape who's got kind of a similar fight style. He's very fast, throws a lot of volume, mixes things up a little bit with the kicks. I think Van's more patient now. And I think that Joshua Van does a great job of going to the body. But I think that the Muay Thai weapons, like the knees and the elbows of Brandon Royval, are what's going to be changing this fight. I think Brandon Royval's got pillow hands. I do. I don't think he lands very hard. But I think that's the thing that's making me go away from Joshua Van. Because, like, on paper, you think Royval would win this one, right? You do. But he just doesn't throw a lot of power, he throws a ton of volume, but there's not much power in his pop. I want Joshua Van to win this so bad, I feel like it's almost clouding my judgment here, dude. I should pick Royval. But I want to pick Joshua Van. I think Joshua Van's really good. He's riding a ton of momentum and he throws with actual dangerous intent. And he's consistently improved so much. Consistently improved so much. But you know what? I'm going to pick Royval, and here's why. I think the knees are going to be there to land on Joshua Van. I think the shots up the middle, like an uppercut, is going to be there. I think he's going to be able to go volume for volume with Joshua Van, not power for power. And you know what? If I pick Brandon Royval and Joshua Van wins, I'm not upset because my pick's wrong. I'm like, fuck yes, Joshua Van is the guy, dude. I believe in him all the way. I always believed in him because I do really think he can win this fight. But I'm gonna pick Royval because if Royval ends up beating Joshua Van, at least I won't be fully pissed off. Like I am not betting on this fight at all. Like I might bet a significant strike number, but I'm not betting on this fight at all in terms of a money line. But if Royval wins and I pick Royval, at least my pick's right. And Joshua Van, like it's not over. He's only 23, and he should take a fucking full 6 months and then come back in December. But if Joshua Van wins and I pick Brandon Royval, I don't give a fuck that my pick's wrong. Joshua Van is my GOAT. But I'm going to the event. And I'm hoping to meet Joshua Van. And I will not go meet Joshua Van and act like I'm not going to I'm picking Joshua Van, dude. Fuck this. Do not bet this fight again. Do not bet this fight, but I'm picking Joshua Van, bro. I'm picking Joshua Van to get this one done. I am fully aware that Brandon Royval is being wildly... like, Joshua Van should not be the favorite in this fight. He should be a plus 150, 170 underdog. 100%. But I'm going to pick him to win this fight, bro. I'm trusting in Joshua Van. The UFC wants to do anything but give Brandon Royval a title shot, especially if Pantoja goes and wins against Kai Kara-France, which we're going to get to next. I'm picking Joshua Van to get this one done. This is a fight of the night contender. This is a fight of the year contender. Alexandre Pantoja versus Kai Kara-France. I'm picking Pantoja. Yes, Kai Kara-France's counter grappling is very, very good. I think he's great at defending takedowns. I think he's a hard guy to really hold on the ground at some points. We saw it against Askar Askarov. But I don't think... And Kai Kara-France has some pop. But let's not act like he's the Francis Ngannou of flyweight. He's very, very fast and he has good timing. And he's got a little bit of power, yes. Pantoja's a different beast. I think Pantoja has more power than Kai Kara-France. He does not have the technique or the speed of Kai Kara-France, but pure power in the hands, I think he has it. I think we're going to see him spam hooks at points and actually really hurt Kai Kara-France on the feet, and it's going to be able to open up his takedowns, and I think Pantoja's going to get this one done by submission in like round 2 or 3. That's what I see. I see round 1 being an absolute war where they're both tagging each other. Pantoja maybe drops Kai Kara-France. Kai Kara-France has a moment where he hurts Pantoja. Doesn't drop him, but hurts him or wobbles him a bit. And then Pantoja's able to get in on the takedown. First 1 or 2 maybe stuffed by Kai Kara-France, but Pantoja's able to chain wrestle, get to the back, camp on the back for a minute, able to jump on it and try threatening chokes for the rest of the round. And then round 2, he's able to implement his grappling even more, get it done, and get a submission win over Kai Kara-France. I'm picking Alexandre Pantoja by submission in round 2 or 3, late round 2, early round 3 in this fight. Think he's so much better than Kai Kara-France, and I think he's been royally disrespected by the pound-for-pound rankings, by the media, by some of the fans. The real fans know that Pantoja's a real one, but this guy is so good, bro. He is so fucking good. And Kai Kara-France took a ton of time off, then just chinned Steve Erceg, and he gets a title shot. It's like... Kai Kara-France can be stalled out against the cage, right? He can get stalled out in the grappling. He can be hit. Like, he is hittable. So, I think Pantoja's just too good, bro. I really do. So, I'm picking Alexandre Pantoja to win this one by submission. And lastly, Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. Guys, I'm picking Ilia. You know how much I love Charles, bro. I do. I actually think it's kind of bad if Ilia doesn't win for the UFC, and here's why. We are looking at a situation where we can get Ilia versus Islam still, but if Islam goes up and loses to JDM, then he probably comes back down and fights Ilia Topuria, or the winner of this fight. We'd rather it be Ilia Topuria coming off a win than Charles Oliveira coming off a win, let's be real. Because Ilia Topuria coming off a win is going to have so much more aura than Charles Oliveira coming off a win to fight Islam Makhachev again. It's just going to be like that because we've already seen Charles versus Islam. We have. And it was one-way traffic. I think it'd go the same way. Where with Ilia, if he goes out there and he chins Charles Oliveira, dude, the storyline is crazy. He's got legit plot armor. And you're like, dude, he just went up to 55 and beat one of the best, the number 2 or 3 55er of all time in Charles Oliveira. I mean, it's a huge, a guy that's much bigger than him and has tremendous grappling, so we're able to see him kind of counter that. I think that the clinch is a very dangerous spot for Ilia Topuria. I think Charles can land good knees in the clinch, land elbows, land uppercuts to hurt Ilia, but I think Ilia is just too poised, too calculated, too powerful, and Oliveira's a little too hittable. I'm going to go with Ilia Topuria to get this one by knockout. I'm going to say round 2. I think he finds the chin of Charles. I think they're going to be very respectful of each other, but Ilia is going to be very confident. I'm going to put his lights out, guys. I'm going to take him out. And he's going to do his little headbutt. I'm going to knock him out with crazy power in round 2, guys. And Charles Oliveira is, going to have the aura in the stare down as well. He's going to look much bigger in the stare down, but at the end of the day, I think Ilia's got the touch of death in his hand, man, and I think he's the most technical boxer in the UFC. Maybe JDM. But I think Ilia Topuria is too sound, too defensively responsible. And I think there's a couple different things that can happen. Like Charles Oliveira can rush at him and kind of get clobbered with shots up top if doesn't have a really high guard. But if he does have a high guard, Ilia is more than capable of destroying the body with punches and hooks. So it's one of these situations where I think it's going to be really dangerous for Ilia at moments. I think he might even get taken down because of how big Charles is, but at the end of the day, I don't think he's going to end up getting submitted. I think he may have moments where he shows that he might have some advantage in just the wrestling department, not purely grappling, but specifically wrestling. And I think he's going to be able to show how prepared and how good he is for this fight. Yes, it scares me that his coaches are gone. It scares me that he switched up camps. He has a different coach. I do think he's getting it done, man. I think Ilia's on this Conor arc right now where, like, this is his Eddie Alvarez fight. You know what I mean? This is the Eddie Alvarez fight. And then, the Makhachev fight is going to be like the Khabib fight for Conor, where it's like the most hyped one. It's crazy. They're going to go back and forth. But I think it's going to be a closer fight than Khabib versus Conor was. So I'm going to say Ilia's going to win this fight by knockout round 2. I think Charles has an opportunity to win this one in the clinch. But if it goes to decision, like, I don't see Charles getting a decision outside of just smudging Ilia. And I don't think that's going to happen to Ilia. I think Ilia, again, too technically sound. He's got to watch out for the oblique kicks because I think the oblique kicks of Charles can be used really well here. Got to watch out for the front kicks and the crane kick that he throws. He loves to throw that jumping crane kick to the face and the body. Charles, again, has technical, too, where the hands will come back and he'll have a really sharp left hook. I just don't think the left hook is what he's going to catch Ilia with because Ilia's right hand is very defensively responsible sometimes, or most times. And everyone's going to go, dude, I think the head kick is going to be the way to catch Ilia, man. Someone's going to catch him with that. It could be, but, like, you think that that's not what he's worked on so much? Like he knew Volk was going to throw that. He knew Max was going to throw that, and he didn't get knocked out by it. He barely got caught by it at all. He really didn't get caught by it at all. I think he's going to do a really good job of staying technically sound, being patient, and being able to land on Charles Oliveira, winning this fight. I think he aura farms in the cage. I think he's going to have a moment where Charles is on the ground, and he's going, Charles, no, come back to defeat, Charles. He's going to wave Charles up. And then he's going to, like, the second Charles... I can see Ilia knocking down Charles. Charles getting into guard and just, like, calling Ilia down. Ilia trying to stand him up, saying, let's go. Charles stands up. Ilia immediately shoots a double leg and gets him down. Like, I can just see that kind of shit happening from Ilia. So I'm going to say Ilia Topuria wins this fight by round 2 knockout. Feel bad, man. I love Charles, bro. People better not say Charles is washed, because this is an insane win if he can get it, bro. But I'm going to pick Ilia Topuria to get this fight done, dude. I think he's next level, bro. So we're going Ilia Topuria by knockout round 2. Before we call it quits here, let's go through the picks again one more time. Ilia round 2 KO. Pantoja round 2 or 3 sub. Joshua Van decision. We're going Joshua Van decision. We're going Renato Moicano decision. We're going Felipe Lima submission round 2. We're going Gregory Rodriguez knockout round 1. Knockout or submission round 1. We're going Jose Delgado. Right? How many underdogs have I picked here, bro? Just the 2? We're going Jose Delgado to win a decision. We're going Vivian Araujo decision split. That's an underdog. We're going Vyacheslav Barshev knockout round 2. That's a underdog. Then we're going Dumas by God knows how. Deniz by KO. Jacoby Smith by KO. Those are the picks. These odds could totally change. Royval being an underdog is crazy. It actually might be worth your guys' money to put money on Royval, because I think Van's being a little overvalued in the betting line here. But those are the picks and predictions. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Keep an eye out for the TV, bro. If you see the Pointer Brothers on the TV when they do like the crowd cam, they go to people, like they'll go to Sydney Sweeney. If they get my boys on there, just know I'll be right next to them. So keep an eye out for your boy. Let's go, dude. What a week. I'm so excited. I'll make sure to keep up a bunch of content on Instagram too, so keep an eye out for that. Gonna post a whole bunch of videos and stuff like that and show you all the cool stuff that I'm doing.